So you're multiplying fractions, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, let's just start off. So I'm gonna give you a quick example of how to multiply fractions, and I'll kind of explain it some more. All right. So you have one. You have 1/6,
Okay.
and you want to multiply it by 1/10. Okay.
Okay.
Because you had a dog, and details aren't important. All right. So you're multiplying these fractions, and so what you want to do is you picture it as if you have, instead of just one multiplication problem, you have one multiplication sign, you have it at the top and bottom. So you're multiplying both the numerator, multiplied by the numerator, and the denominator, multiplied by the denominator. You know what a denominator and numerator are, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. They are the
top and the bottom numbers of our fraction.
All right. So that means you have, what's 1 times 1?
1 times 1 is 2. 2. No, 1.
Okay.
Wait, no, it isn't.
1 times 1
is 1.
Yes.
Wait,
6 times 10?
6 times 10 is 60.
Yes. All right. So that would be your answer. So 1/6 times 1/10 is 1/60th.
Okay.
All right. So you know how, say you were multiplying 6 times 10,
That's 60.
right? But so if you're multiplying normal numbers, it goes bigger, right?
Right.
But multiplying smaller numbers, it gets smaller.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Okay. It's because imagine you were multiplying 1/3 times 1/4, okay?
Okay.
What you're doing here is you're finding 1/3 of 1/4. And have you ever been told how when you say of in a sentence, you're basically saying multiply by, like in a math sentence, like 1/3 of 1/4 is multiplying 1/3 times 1/4. Okay? So you're finding, so 1/3 of 1/4 would be these times that.
So 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 4 is 12. That would be 1/12.
Exactly. So that means you're doing. Gosh, darn it. Okay. You're multiplying. So when you multiply fractions, it's finding one fraction of the other fraction.
Yes.
All right, it's
Like
okay.
that.
Like that. See, isn't she smart? All right. So imagine you had.
Yeah, except imagine that with
Signs.
yes, signs with multiplication and then the equal sign.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. Let's imagine. So here, I'm gonna give you a couple examples, a couple problems, and see if you can multiply those as well.
Okay.
You have 1/5. You have 1/2. 1/10. 1/8. All right. How about you do these two problems, and let's see if there are any.
So 1 times 1
it.
is 1.
Yes.
5 times 10 is 50.
Yes.
1/50th.
Exactly.
Then 1 times 1 is 1, and then 2 times 8 is 16th, which is 1/16.
Exactly. Genius. All right. Okay. So imagine one day you woke up. So you were at a party, all right?
Okay.
And all your friends, everyone wanted pizza, but they were very hungry, so they all wanted 3/8 of a pizza. All right, and you have 5 friends, including yourself.
Okay.
So you needed to know how many eighths of a pizza you would need.
So total we
you have
6
3/8.
people. But total we have 6.
So you have a total of 5 people.
Oh, okay. Because, yeah.
All right, so you have 5 people, and you had to each person needed 3/8.
Okay.
So let's do 3/8 times 5. Do you know how you would do that?
No.
Okay. It's because of this 5, right?
Yeah.
That's not a fraction, is it?
No. It is.
Are you sure?
Yes, it is.
It is a fraction. You're right. Because any whole number,
It
for
is
example,
improper fraction.
yes, because it would be any whole number, because 5 or 1 or any number in the world other than like that aren't fractions would be 5 over 1. Any whole number over 1 is the same thing as that whole number. Okay, so you'd be doing this. So what is this?
So 3.
Oh, why did I put a plus sign?
No, that's what you've been doing. Well,
Really?
no, he hasn't. Well, he has on
Alright.
the first problem, but
All right. So what would that be? 3/8 times 1/5. 5 ones.
so 3 times 5, right?
Mhm.
Is 15,
Mhm.
and then 8 times 1 is 8.
Exactly.
But this is an improper fraction, right?
Exactly.
Because it's switched.
Yes, it's not right. It's wrong because you don't like it when the top number is greater than the bottom number. Do you?
No, because then
No.
you can't do. You'd have to do like 8, but how would you fit 15?
You
into
can't
8?
fit. You're right. So, but okay. So, whoa. All right. Let's do this. My fraction. All right. Say you wanted to know. All right. So you need 15 eighths pizzas, right?
Right.
But you don't know how many whole pizzas is that. I like that doesn't tell me I can't have 15 parts of an 8-part pizza.
Right.
No, that doesn't work. Okay, so you need more than one pizza, right?
Right.
So how many? So like this would be reducing. Okay, you need to find out
What's
how many.
reducing?
Reducing is when you're. It's like, it's very hard to explain, but when you're so say you wanted to reduce this fraction 15 eighths, all right, and you wanted to find out how many pizzas and leftover slices of that pizza do you need, right?
Right.
All right, so you need. So does 8 go into 15?
It does, but
How many
not
times?
only once with
You're right.
with a few remainders.
How many remainders? How much is left over if you subtracted 15 from 8?
7.
You're right. So it'd be 1 and 7/8. That's how many pizzas you need.
Oh.
Okay? So like reducing is when you're kind of just making it, you take it,
Smallest?
it's like a kind of, it might help you remember that, but it's an equivalent fraction. For example, if you had 1/4, all right?
Okay.
How something that means the same thing as 1/4 would be 2/8, right?
Right.
All right, so you have, do these look the same?
No. Well, they have the same shape.
Do they add up? Like, do you think these two are equal?
Yes.
Yes, they are, because you could go like this. And you'd be like, oh, they're equal! Yay! All right. So what are some other fractions do you think you could find in here? Other types of fractions would equal 1/4. What?
3/12.
I think you're right. Yes, you are.
And then
I don't think that's gonna work.
yeah, I think we need a very skinny.
Do you know why that do you know why 2/8 would be the same thing as 1/4, or why 3/12 is the same thing as 1/4, or why they?
Why?
Because if you had, for example, you have 3/12, right?
Right.
3 divided by 12, okay?
Okay.
And let's say you also have 1/4, and you wanted to find out. Well, you know these are equal, but
Yeah.
why are they equal?
Yeah.
It's because. Hold on. How do I explain this right? So, say hello.
Hi, kids. How are y'all?
We're good. I'm doing my IP project.
Oh, did I interrupt?
No, it's
Yeah.
okay.
I'm gonna close the door.
Okay. Oh, sorry. So say you multiplied this by 3.
Okay.
Because 4 times 3 equals 12, correct?
Right.
So, times... And then 1 times 3 equals?
3.
Alright, so now you have 3 over 12. So
And that's equal to...
yes, you're right. So it's because 3 over 12 is... You could only... What the heck? You could only find a reduced fraction of a certain fraction if I think the denominators are, like, if one denominator is a factor of the other denominator. Do you know what a factor is?
No.
Okay. A factor is, here, this is how I always liked to remember it. Maybe this will help you. A factor, if you multiply it by another factor, you would get a product.
What is a product?
The product is the answer to a multiplication problem.
Can it be any multiplication problem?
Yes, any multiplication problem ever made has a product and 2 factors, or maybe
5, however many.
how many? Yes, but they always have one product because the product is the answer to your multiplication problem.
Yes.
And the factors are the numbers you are multiplying to get your product.
Okay.
So, like, if you had 5 times 8 times 8, you would get?
You would get 40.
So what would the what would the product be?
The product would be the last number 40.
Okay, so 40. And how many factors are there? And which ones are the factors?
2. That the factors are 5 and 8.
Mhm. Exactly. So this would be the same thing for a fraction multiplication problem, okay?
Oh, okay.
If you had 1/10, for say, and 1/10 multiplied by 1/2, you would get?
I would get 1/20.
Exactly. So that means the 1/20 is the
Product.
okay, and the 1/2 and 1/10 are both
Factors.
exactly. So that means because 12 is a product of 4, meaning you can multiply 4 by something to get 12, right?
Yeah.
What can you multiply 4 by?
You can multiply to get 12.
Yes.
You can multiply it by 2. Wait.
No, what is 4 times 2?
4 times 3.
Yes. Because it's saying, like, for example, let's go back to the problem we were doing earlier. The
Pizza problem?
yeah, kind of like the no, I think it was I was showing you reducing. It was the one where we had 1/4
Yeah, and then
is equivalent to
12
3
12ths.
12ths. So it's saying, okay, these two are factors of this, right? So
Right.
4 goes into 12. That's how you know they can be reduced
And
to.
also 3 goes into 12.
And 3 multiplied by 4
Is 12.
is 12, right? So that means 4 is a factor of 12.
Okay.
So is there anything that we went over that you didn't understand, like any parts of the problems, any like factoring vocabulary,
No.
how to multiply?
No, I
Okay.
already know how to multiply.
No, sorry.
How?
How to multiply fractions? You know how to multiply fractions,
Yeah,
right?
if I had 2 13ths
Mm-hmm.
and 3 2 fourths
Okay.
and 3 fifths.
Okay.
That would equal 2 times 3 is 6.
Mhm.
And 4 times 5 is 20. So that would be 2/4 times 3/5 is equals 6/20.
Exactly. All right. Do you know how? So we went over what improper fractions were, right?
Yes.
Okay. So can you give me an example of an improper fraction?
An improper fraction is something where we said, like, say,
You don't
2
like it
6. And that's the proper fraction, but the improper fraction...
You don't like it because it's ugly. It's like,
Yeah.
no, that's not right.
And
I
the
don't
queen
like that.
doesn't like it because proper, she only likes proper things.
Exactly.
Not improper. And the way it's improper, if you had an improper fraction, it would look like the bigger number on top. And it's like the bigger number is ruling the littler number, and we want the littler number to rule the bigger number.
Yes, exactly. An improper fraction is when you have a greater number on top, meaning because 2 can go into 6, right? It can go into 6 3 times.
Yeah.
Meaning
3 times
6,
6.
2.
3 times 2 is 6.
What is equivalent? If you reduced this, what would that get you?
Reduced.
How many times does 2 go into 6?
2 goes into 6 3 times.
Is there a remainder?
No.
Exactly. So that means 6 halves is 3. Yes. So and then factor. A factor is the
two numbers in a multiplication problem.
It's the numbers
That
you're multiplying by each other.
Yeah.
Then what's the product?
The product it will always be one product, and it's the answer you get from your factors.
Okay. So and then we know. Then what's a whole number?
A whole number is any number that can be a fraction.
All whole numbers are fractions, but they're any number. It's like any number. Like that isn't like a. Okay.
Any number.
All whole numbers are improper fractions because a whole number is a fraction when it goes over 1.
Yeah.
Any whole number is any number that you don't like normally see like a fraction. Like 5, that's a whole number. 12 is a whole number.
Mhm.
Actually no, that wouldn't be a whole number. 42 is a whole number.
Yeah. Wait, the numerator? Like the numerator?
Yes. All of these are fractions if you put them over 1.
Yes.
Okay?
That would be whole numbers.
And then how much time do we have? I think all right, here. So do you think you learned something?
Yes.
Yeah? What'd you learn? You learned how to
I learned how to reduce. I learned how to multiply.
multiply what?
Multiply fractions,
Mhm.
both top and bottom.
Mhm.
And I also learned what an improper fraction is.
Mhm.
And yeah. Well, and I already knew a numerator and denominator.
And what else? Something about multiplying.
Reducing.
You said that already. What when you're doing a multiplication problem, what did you learn about a multiplication problem?
The factors and the products.
Yeah. Awesome.
So.
Okay. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.